Hi, I'm already laughing. This is Gingersnap. What's Gingersnap? A conversation in a cookie with a creative Mainer. And this is episode, I'm pretty sure it's 39.
Oh, 39.
I should have double-checked before I start. Well, you know, I'll double-check later. Anyway, I'm here with fantastic bass player Drew Wyman, and I know he has many other talents, but I don't actually know him that well yet, but I'm about to, and so are you. So Drew, first tell them how they can get a hold of you if they want some really great bass played at their gig or on their CD.
That's interesting. How do you get a hold of me? You know, you probably
you can't. I'm sorry.
Friend me on Facebook or call my cell phone. Ask Lisa for my cell phone number. Or friend me on Facebook. Yeah, that's probably the best way. I don't have like a website or any sort of self-promotion-y stuff.
Okay, well that's all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how you can get if you need a really great... I can vouch for this because I did a gig with Drew and with Drew.
With me, yes.
Drew, I did a gig. With Drew, I did a gig. And he's a really good bass player.
Thank you.
And really
Thank
fun
you.
to be in at a gig with.
That was a fun time.
That was.
Yeah.
Hard not to have a good time with that gang. I won't incriminate them right here on...
Right. We don't need to just drop all the names all at once.
Okay, Drew, when did you come to Maine? Why? And why did you stay?
Oh, okay. Well, I first came to Maine in 1992. I lived in Portland on Grant Street, of all places. And we had moved here from New York, from the Upper West Side. So we moved to Grant Street. We thought it was beautiful and fantastic, and compared to New York.
Yeah, right.
So Spanish Harlem, and then later we found out, that was like sort of the rough part of town. And we're like, are you kidding me? This is the rough part of town? Anyway, so then I moved down to Kittery Point and lived there for about 10 years. And I was on the road traveling with Thanks to Gravity with the band. And we were on tour for about 10 years. And then after traveling so much, I came back and the band had split up. And I decided to settle up here in Portland because I loved it. I missed it.
Yeah.
And of all the places I had traveled, it was one of my favorite small cities. I wanted to be in a city, obviously, as a musician, and I wanted to be, sort of a free agent musician where I was getting to play with a lot of different people and get off the road and just sort of be home.
Yeah.
And it looked like a good place to settle.
It is. Do you think you're here to stay?
Yeah, I mean, in fact, this house, we're in my basement studio.
You wouldn't know it.
Right? You can hear the furnace, but yeah. In fact, I feel like I could stay in this house forever.
Yeah.
I feel like
you might.
You never know.
You may spend your last years in this basement.
And I may be buried in this basement. My luck.
Well, people are doing that these days. Okay, Drew, do you know your first word? And if you don't, what do you think it might have been?
I know I had two. And
you had two?
Yeah. It was doggy and cookie.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
I know. Isn't that perfect? Isn't that perfect?
You have two dogs.
Yeah,
and I have two cookies. So I went to Rosemont. My first word was cookie. So I love cookies. And that's not why I love cookies, but anyway.
Probably would have been coffee, but that was too hard.
Right.
Doggy is easier.
Doggy. So these are huge. Thank you, Rosemont Market. I mean, I bought them, but thank you for making them. I don't know why I need to clear that up. Okay, this is a snickerdoodle. And I had this last week.
4 syllables.
Or no, couple. 4 syllables?
Yeah. It's a 4-syllable cookie right
It's a 4-syllable snickerdoodles. Yeah. It's got to be good.
Yep.
And this is a salted caramel chocolate. So go on.
All right.
Go ahead. We're actually going to eat some.
I'm glad that your first word was cookie, because if I was hosting this, we'd be having like milk bones or I-ams, right?
Or
doggy cookie.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
So, have you ever tried Gaines burgers? Like in a panic, like without anything else to eat in the house?
No.
Okay, they look like a weird little hamburger.
But that's a dog food?
It's a dog food, and long story short, my brother and I got locked in a pantry one time by my cousin, and all we had was Gaines burgers, and we tried it.
How was
Gross.
It
was yucky, but...
My son,
anyway,
Daniel...
you could survive if you had 2 on dog food, I think.
He wrote... Yeah, I bet you could. My little boy, when he was 5, wrote this country song, and the refrain was, "We're having dog food again."
Oh, that's great.
I thought it was funny.
Wait, don't you want
That's
to try
fantastic.
the snickerdoodle?
The salt kind of hits at the end, doesn't it?
The snickerdoodle is really chewy on the outside.
I-am's got nothing on you.
Crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. Oh, okay. We're going to carry on while we, much to my siblings' chagrin, yes, I'm chewing it on the show.
Oh, right. I'm talking with my mouth full.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, I'll bet you, I don't know you that well, but did you have a really cool car at some point as a kid or as an adolescent that you would get back if you could?
Yes. Yeah, so I had this when I was a kid, my dad used to pick me up from kindergarten in this. It's a 1948 Willys Jeepster.
Oh, I know exactly.
You know what it is?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's 3-speed on the column.
So cute.
Little 4-cylinder, and it's it was the old 6-volt system, really old, really small. Yeah, and convertible. The top was always down, and we'd drive around in the summer. He bought it, I think, the year he got married, the year my parents married, and so they were whatever. So he had it like almost 8 years, 10 years before I was born, and then so a very fond memory. And you ready for the clincher?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I still have it.
Where?
Yeah, it's out in the garage over there.
Oh, I have to look at it before I go.
But it's in pieces.
Oh.
So I drove it a little bit in high school, and then about 10 years ago or 15 years ago, I took it all apart and did a frame-off restoration.
Oh, wow.
Because I know creative people. And so a really good friend of mine taught me how to do it, basically guided me through it. Wow. I did all this sort of hard work, but he did all this sort of smart work. And so we did
kind of
a
like
frame-off.
Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs.
Right, you have your grunt, and... So so I sandblasted it and painted it and everything.
Wow.
Now it's in there. Red needs to be put back together.
Oh, that's exciting.
And we also had a really cool Volkswagen bus when I was from I want to say 5th grade to through junior high. And then my brother took it, when he got his license, and I think it got destroyed.
Well, some brother always destroys the coolest car, right?
Yeah. But it was a great car.
I like that.
And I still have the Jeepster.
Wow, that was really cool. If I had a little film crew, they'd be out there getting a little B-roll of that.
Maybe from next year.
My next when I'm in my second round.
Yeah.
Okay. Not all musicians are readers, but a lot of them are. I'm a big reader. Do you have a book that you've read over and over, or that you've recommended a lot? Or
I thought you meant reading music for a minute there.
Oh, no, I don't read music. Oh. Really?
Yeah. It's okay. Not all musicians read music, right?
I barely read music anymore.
That's okay. And I do sometimes, and sometimes I don't. But yeah, I'm not a huge reader, but my favorite stuff is usually I have a lot of rock and roll biographies.
Those are fun.
There's one of my favorite biographies on Keith Moon. It's called Moon, written by Tony Fletcher. It's a big, thick book. But in terms of, I tend to read things that people give me. So right now I'm reading this book that my friend lent me, and it's called Liverpool Fantasy. And it's the story of the Beatles.
Guess who it's about.
Right. If they broke up when they were recording Please Please Me in the studio.
Funny.
Right? So they all walk out and they all go and do these different things in life. And it's really interesting. And it makes a lot of sense to a real Beatles fan. And so Paul McCartney is Paul Montana and lives in Las Vegas. And it's this Wayne Newton character. And,
oh my God.
And John Lennon is living on the dole, and
of course.
And politically active. And George is a priest. And
oh
Ringo is living off his wife's, who's a hairdresser, her income. So it's interesting. Anyway, they all reunite. I haven't reunited yet. So
it's so funny.
I'm excited to see what happens.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I just realized my phone is in my pocket and I have to turn it off.
Oh, it's ringing.
Tacky. Oh yeah, and it was my.
And I'm talking with my mouth full.
And how we roll. Okay, so is there an album, or, a song that is a touchstone for you that you come back to again and again? Mm-hmm. You don't have to choose just one.
Oh my God, there's so many.
I know, it's really hard to.
It's a hard question, but it's a good question. But my favorite, an album I always go back to no matter what, and I never get sick of, is Exile on Main Street.
Is what?
Exile on Main Street.
I love the Stones, but you know what? I don't actually know that album.
Double record, 1972, I think. Mick Taylor era. And also Sticky Fingers, the one before it. But my favorite track, if I had to choose one song, and I love the Stones, but they're not my favorite band ever, but I particularly love those records. But there's a song on Sticky Fingers called Can't You Hear Me Knockin'? It has a saxophone solo. Right. What's great about it...
It's a great song.
It's a good, written song, but what's so special about it is it's a fantastic performance, and it's almost a very live feel in the studio. But the way that everybody interacts, it's almost like that could never happen again. It's not like there was 3 or 4 takes of it. It's that was the take. But it's a perfect blend of the drums working with the bass and the guitar. 2 guitar players, Mick Taylor and Keith Richards, both really working well together. There's this great improv section, and Mick Jagger. It's you can see him dancing.
Oh.
So, and as a bass player, that's what I like. I'm really about the group collective. I always go back to that song, and I just think that's one of the best one of my favorite recordings. Even though it's not particularly high quality. It's great.
Well, it's never about that. I mean, one of my favorite albums is Bruce Springsteen's Nebraska, where he's sitting in his basement. Where did we go?
On a 4-track.
Yeah. And the songs are great on that. His singing is very soulful and very simple. It's almost like a folk.
And there's actually a great Keith Richards quote saying like the least important element of a rock and roll recording is technology. It's performance, delivery, the content trumps everything.
Oh, for sure.
In fact, I have it on vinyl right around the corner.
Do you have Baker's Banquet on vinyl?
Yes, I do. I think I have all that early Stones on vinyl, and
I love that album. Yeah, that's a good one.
Early Kinks, the Who concept albums like Quadrophenia and Tommy, Live at Leeds. Those are always, I can always go back to them. But that's stuff that I liked as a child. So I think there's something there where it was so deep within. In terms of current stuff, I don't know. But, yeah.
Okay. That's good stuff. Okay, Drew Wyman. If a movie was made about your life, what genre would it be? And who would play you? Who do you think they'd cast as you? And who would you like to have them cast as you? Two different questions.
Yeah, those are good questions because, I would want it to be like film noir.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm all about that sort of old,
white,
I still have the 48 Jeepster and like these amplifiers you see around here, and most of my basses are older than me. So I like kind of hang on to those old ideas, and I like antique things. And but anyway, the film noir with the lighting, and it's the minimalist. It's very cool. And I would say, it would probably someone like Johnny Depp, except if he wasn't so good looking and maybe a little taller. That's probably what Hollywood would do. But he's too handsome. So I would say someone like Jimmy Stewart. That's who I would want because I think he's
my favorite.
Yeah, and you see him in Hitchcock movies, and he's tall. He's got this sort of earnestness to him.
He has a self-effacing goofiness and genuineness that
He's not all he's not pretentious, but he's an interesting guy, and he really seems like different people when you see him in different films. You
Can't Take It With You. That's one of my favorite Frank Capra movies. If you haven't seen You Can't Take It With You.
Why have I not? Why it's not ringing a bell?
Jimmy Stewart and Jean Arthur in her prime, and it's this story of this family that's about to get booted off their house lot that they've lived in forever and ever by the big bad brother, big company, and it's this kind of crazy wild family, and he, I won't tell you.
I'll have to
the
see
part
it.
He plays in it, but it's wonderful, and
But I've mostly seen him in the Hitchcock stuff, and one of my favorite films is Rear Window, which is
that's a great
all
one.
in one
But
location.
so go backwards into the Frank Capra catalog.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to go for Ben Stiller for you if you were taller.
Ben Stiller, if he were taller, right? That's funny. Yeah, and he would be the sort of goofy side, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And also Rit Hen of New York City, great bass player and singer and songwriter. If you're listening. You guys could play each other.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah. Like Rit. Yeah, I'm going to send this to you.
Maybe
Rit.
we could do,
Yeah, Drew, Rit, you should know each other.
Or does he upright or?
He's upright.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we could whatever.
You could do dueling upright, dueling goofy tall upright players.
Dueling goofy. Yeah.
He has. Well, I don't know what his hair's doing.
He has hair.
Too much. Okay. Yeah. So hi guys. Anyway, so I think that's it for the basement session.
We did it.
This is
Cafe Solo. Cafe Solo Studios.
Cafe Solo. Yeah. And you can get in touch with Drew Wyman, simply not related to Jane Wyman, right? The first wife of Ronald Reagan.
Or Bill
speaking
Wyman.
Of old movies. Okay. Yeah. You can reach him by friending him on Facebook. Yeah. It's the modern day. And what else should I say?
Do you want to know what any gigs coming up?
Yes.
Or
oh my gosh.
Doing creatively?
Yes. Of course. Thank you.
So I think on Friday, a week from Friday, the 29th, I'm playing with Pete Witham and the Cosmic Zombies at Bayside Bowl.
Cool.
And then we do the first Friday at Salvage Barbecue every week, and we do the second Friday. Yeah. And then
do you get free barbecue when you play?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, it's great.
Should.
And then Frog and Turtle second Friday, which is also
you're
great.
You're playing a lot.
I'm playing 3 or 4 gigs a month with him, but then we're doing some recording stuff. So I'm trying to get. He has this record that's been in the works for several years. We're trying to do the final push and get it out, which is always the hardest. So we're doing some overdubs here in the studio and then mixing at Acadia. And then my friend Dave Ragsdale has finished a record, and we've been rehearsing a band. So we'll be doing some, a few gigs around town to promote that when his record comes out.
And you play with Shanna.
And I play a gig. I'll have a gig with her this month or next month. I can't remember. An upright gig. And then in the fall, in September, my dear friend Greg Klein, who's a great,
Greg.
you know Greg, he's
Yeah.
a great songwriter.
Mm-hmm.
And we did a couple records together last year, and so he's putting together a project to record a batch of his songs that he wrote. So we're going to do that in September, which will be great.
Cool.
And
That's
I might
great.
do something with Andy this summer too, Andy Happel.
Oh, nice.
And some of my old bandmates.
Maybe you'll play a Happiness to Burn gig.
I know.
We
Right,
get
that's right.
ourselves
That would
together.
be wonderful. Yeah. So I'm around.
Yeah. Oh, good. All right. So you can reach out to Drew. And this has been, I think, episode 39, maybe episode 40, but I will correct that before I send it out to the world of social media.
Yeah.
So you've been Gingersnap. Do you feel different? Yeah.
Well, I'm kind of caffeinated and,
Okay.
I feel good.
All right, so you play a little. I'm going to sing my little outro. This has been Gingersnapped, and you can just like.
I'll do maybe I can. In kindergarten, Are you
a snappy guy?
I had a great snap. That was like I could ride a bike very young, and I could snap, but I didn't do so well and use this time wisely.
That's okay. A lot of creative people didn't use their school time wisely, which is maybe why
I was busy snapping and riding a bike.
This has been Gingersnap.